Thank you very much. Thank you very much to 121 for the chance to come along here and tell you about our company, Battery Minerals. So Battery Minerals is completely focused on the development of a graphite project in Mozambique. Why? Not for the good-looking people we've got in our team, but for the graphite market. From a bottom-up perspective, if you go out and look at the battery plants that are in construction, the battery plants that are going to be completed and are approved, and use conservative estimates of what's actually going to happen on the ground, you need to deliver massive increases in the supply of graphite. Massive. You need to take the graphite that's currently consumed in battery construction from 200,000 tonnes to 4.7 million tonnes in the next 15 years. So 180,000 tonnes to 4.7 million tonnes. That is a massive increase. And really, there's only one place to go and get that graphite. And right now, the largest endowment of graphite in the world is Mozambique. The world's largest graphite mine is in Mozambique. Mozambique is now the largest exporter of graphite seaborne market in the world. This last year, China has gone from a net exporter of graphite to a net importer of graphite. It's gone from a net exporter to a net importer. When that happened in coal, the coal price went from $40 to $200 a tonne. So I see the thematic driving increased demand for graphite is fantastic. It is so, so good. And the product that comes out of Mozambique where we're operating is fantastic. So to give you an idea, so you can't make a lithium-ion battery without graphite. And in every electric vehicle that has a lithium-ion battery, and they all do, there's 10 times as much graphite as there is lithium in one of these batteries. 10 times more graphite than lithium. So this is a massive opportunity. You know, and we've seen China go from less than 1% new vehicle sales as electric to 7%. Like these, so there's all sorts of supply, demand gaps opening up. Well, this is all independently produced by Benchmark Minerals. But our project is called Monte. The Monte project, we've gone in at Monte, we've drilled about 700 holes. We've spent $7 million on drilling. The top 40 metres has been drilled out roughly on 50 by 12.5 metre spacings. It's been drilled down to 280 metres, and we currently have a reserve here of about 40 million tonnes, which underpins an 80-year life project producing 50,000 tonnes per annum of concentrate. Now that 50,000 tonnes per annum of concentrate generates EBITDA of in excess of 30 million US a year. We've got $40 million left to spend here on the ground. But in the last year, we've built a 100-man village. We've got all of our environmental approvals. We have a granted mining licence. We have built a fully audited and independently verified as safe tailings dam. The tailings dam is built. The roads are built. The plant site is built. We've bought a crusher and we've installed the crusher on site. We have our offtake agreements and we have our port allocation. It's a simple open pit mine. It's small, but it makes really good money. For a company with a market cap of US 25 million or 22 million to make 30 million a year in EBITDA on a project that's fully permitted. We have our offtake agreements, 0.8 to 1 strip ratio open pit, 3 trucks and 1 digger. It's a tiny little plant that we can incrementally grow. And we love the idea of starting small and then growing. And in time, we see an opportunity to be 100,000 tonnes or even a 200,000 tonne per annum producer with our second project. But the point here is, Mozambique is home to the world's biggest and highest grade graphite projects. If you want to access the growth in EV market and lithium-ion battery market, I can't think of a better way. That's why my mum's a shareholder in this company. She's also a believer in it. And she's not just buying the stock because she's my mum. She's a very hard taskmaster, my mother. But the point is, it's a great project. We have great relationships with the local community, and we love the impact that we can have there. The flow sheet, we mine it. We don't even have to blast it for the first 5 years or 4 years, and then we crush it and we grind it and we float it, we dry it, we screen it, we bag it, and we truck it to the port, and then we put it on a ship. And our team that we've got have all started mines before. Between 5 of us, in the last 10 years, we've probably started 20 different mines. We've had, our Chief Operating Officer has built 2 lithium projects in Western Australia. Jeremy Sinclair, who's in the room here today, Jeremy, put your hand up. Jeremy has started 5 iron ore mines in the Pilbara in the last 12 years with me at Atlas. Like there's lots and lots of depth in the team. Here's some pictures of the Tailings Dam Construction. This was a massive, massive thing for us to build. It's 1 kilometre long, 200 metres wide at the base, and 14 metres high. And it's got a dry, porous core. So you can see that white thing down the middle there. That's actually sand where any moisture in the wall goes to and gets drained out. There's no one who had to be relocated. There was no farms we've had to move. There's no houses downstream of the tailings dam. And there's no one out there, like literally. And so everyone is an absolute supporter of the project. That's the site that we've excavated, filled with engineered fill, and levelled where we're going to be building the plant and equipment. And the primary crusher is already now on site, and we've commissioned it. So for those of you who haven't built a processing plant, we have not just gone there and cleared the vegetation. That is engineered fill that's been compressed to an engineering standard that we've had to go and explore for, find and bring there and make it to a site ready for construction. This is the village. This was taken almost at the end of the construction phase. Now there's concrete footpaths everywhere through there. There's a soccer pitch. Every room has wireless. Every room has their own shower and toilets and their own TV. It's almost like a resort style accommodation in this part of the world. It's beautiful. The port is amazing. We've basically only going to have to use about 10% of the port's capacity. So we're very pleased with the access to the port there. Some pictures of the camp. This is the second project, Balama. It's somewhat similar to our first project. It's just 2 years behind. So it's been drilled out, it's got a bankable feasibility study, it started the permitting process, but it's not complete. So that's still 1.5 to 2 years behind. And that's okay, because we've got work to do. It's a snapshot, and this is the work. First, it's about building a modular project. Stage 1, Monte. Stage 2, we expand Monte, and then we commission Balama. Stage 3, we grow Balama and we double that. Now, if the graphite price doesn't rise, with what I see is a 25 times increase in demand. And I can't tell you one project that could come online and make a serious dent in that required supply. Syrah is the world's biggest graphite mine, and at full ramp up, and that will be about 8 years after discovery, they will get to 350,000 tonnes. So what has to happen is the graphite price needs to go up significantly, and that will then bring on new supply. And I'm hoping that over the next 5 years, our shareholders will see the benefit of this growth and experience pricing significantly higher than the current market. So we've also done some downstream processing. We've owned a pilot plant in the US. We've made spherical graphite. We've made batteries. We've made expandable. We've proved our product in every industrial application. We love the community. We built a school. We sponsored a soccer team, which has to start winning games one of these days. And we're pretty happy about that. So next steps is to finish raising our funding. And then once we have our funding, it's 15 months from exports and cash flows. Thanks very much.